You're right, guys, welcome to episode 5 of my Tottenham career mode, and as you can see we have a game in the Capital One Cup against Doncaster Rovers. But obviously I'm not going to play my full strength squad just because they're in the league below, and I should win it with my second team. So Kyle Walker, I don't have a replacement for Kyle Walker, which I probably need to get a decent, well, not like a first team quality right back, but a good enough replacement for him if I need it. So I might do that in January, buy like a right back that if Kyle Walker's tired or gets injured or something, I've got a good enough replacement for him. But as you can see, Spurs have a good strength in depth, and for most players we have a few players that can come in and replace them and play in that position very well. So as you can see, nearly like a whole changed team. So hopefully we can beat Doncaster, because you know every manager likes silverware, and yeah, that's what I like. I'd like to win a lot of trophies in this career mode, and I'm sure you guys want to watch me win trophies because it makes it fun. As you can see, Lewis Holtby lays it off to Danny Rose. To Chadley, lovely play here by Tottenham. A bit of luck there, bad defending by that, I don't know, Yuk Suk Young, and then we win it back off him again. Passes it out wide to Chadley. Chadley back to Moussa Dembele. He has a turn, dribbles, and fancies it, and goes for the shot, and all the beef got taken out of that, and we win a corner from it. What can we do with this corner? Can we get one of them overpowered headers? And no, we can't. Michael Dawson misses one, which should really work the keeper from there, but it was just one of them. You can't get a decent shot off all the time. But some lovely link-up play down that wing. Great ball in to Adebayor. Then Lamela picks up the ball on the right wing, does some fancy footwork, straight to Walker. I promise that was a shot. Nah, I went to cross that, but it was just the worst cross ever. But it turned out to be a decent shot. And Michael Dawson misses another chance in the box from a corner, which he needs to really start finishing them. But he's actually like my reserve centre back, just because I've got Vertonghen and Mandanda. Is he called Mandanda? No, not Mandanda. I think it's called Mandanda. I bought him in the transfer market, didn't I? Just because I thought he was a bit better than Michael Dawson, and he'd be a decent centre back who could hopefully grow into a pretty sick one at that. As you can see, their winger just keeps the ball, and we just couldn't win the ball off him. Quinn with a great ball in to their player, and he just couldn't generate the accuracy and the power from that. It was like a floater into the box. But as you can see, we go into half time 0-0. So, and we really need to start getting a goal, because you know we don't really want extra time. And look at that for skill from Lamela. Look at that strength and pace. Everything you want in Fifa14, because that's what the game resolves around, is strength really. Not so much pace, but there's no harm in having a bit of pace, just to give you that extra. And look at that run by Adebayor, and the ball is perfection. And what a save by Ross Turnbull. Great save that was. But that was lovely play, I must say. And then we make some changes. No, he's called Miranda, the centre-back is, who we've got on the bench to rest for the Premier League. But yeah, we make some changes. Take Dembele off for... Do we take him off? No, we take Adebayor off for Jermaine Defoe, just to give Defoe some game time and see what he can do. And because Adebayor was a bit tired, and we just thought we'd give Jermaine some chance. But nothing happened in the half, and they missed their first penalty, which I was really happy about. I don't know why I am. I should be definitely winning this. I should be proper angry that it went to penalties. But lovely penalty there by Lamela. Makes no mistake and puts that into the top right corner. Then their second penalty goes straight into the top left bar a bit. And So it's now 1-0 to Tottenham. And now Eriksen, beautiful knot, straight down the centre, straight into the keeper. I thought that was a bit dodgy because it wasn't like right in the middle of the green, which is always dodgy. But then they get a penalty and put it into the top right corner. So it's now 1-1. And we needed Jermaine to score this. And obviously Jermaine is going to score a penalty. He's a clinical goal scorer. And a penalty is bread and butter to him. 12 yards out. He's always going to finish them. And then they put their penalty into the top left corner. And he tries to get the crowd behind him to try and make Dembele nervous. But it's Dembele. And even though the keeper guessed the right way, he's just put that straight into the roof of the net. And then if they miss this penalty, and I miss, I think they've, and then they score, then they've won. But if they miss this, they're out. And they scored it straight down the middle, cheeky. And then if we score this, we win against Doncaster Rovers, the mighty Doncaster Rovers. And we made hard work for ourselves, but we end up winning the match, which is all that matters. So it doesn't really matter that we went to extra time, just because it was our second team, and we rested a lot of our Premier League players for the game against Cardiff, which you'll see now. And yeah, I'll put my first team back on right now, just because I want the best chance I can get of winning. So we take Chadley off and put who do I put on? Andros Townsend. I struggle to do that. I'm struggling to use the if you don't know how I'm doing this, like just swapping the players, what you have to do, you have to hover over them and press Y, and then move like the joystick left or right depending on what player you want. But as you can see, we put Aaron Lennon on the right and Andros Townsend on the left. And then we put out, I forgot his, then we put Paulinho CDM, and then Eriksen into centre mid, just because he's got that something about him, and he can pick a pass, he can thread balls through, and he's just a good player. We put Vertonghen and Miranda back in centre back, our main partnership. But we've got some pretty decent replacements for them if we need to. And I've managed to get Spurs into that 5-star squad, which is good. And let's hope we can beat Cardiff. Just because Cardiff have just come up to the Premier League, and Spurs should always be beating Cardiff. But we are away at Cardiff, and as you know, they've done some damage to some of the top clubs like Man City at home. They've got a great feel at home, a great atmosphere, and they just seem to do pretty well at home. And for some reason, teams crumble away at Cardiff. But we might have a bad start from the kickoff. Fraser Campbell gets through on goal, and the pressure from Lloris just puts him off, and he doesn't manage to get a decent shot off. But look at this counter-attacking play. Lovely, typical Spurs. And Eriksen uses his little pace, whips that ball in. Unfortunate that there was no one in the box for that. It was a pretty decent cross, to be fair. And Fraser Campbell threads it out wide to Whittingham. Whittingham just passes it to Taylor. Taylor with a beautiful ball, just a bit overweighted. And Lloris plays it out from the back to Vertonghen, to Townsend, to Baines. Look at this, is beautiful play. This is to Eriksen, and then Eriksen gets through on goal, and he just couldn't score. If that went in, that would have been great. That would have been probably one of the best goals of the series so far. That was a lovely play. Eriksen maybe should have gone a bit closer in hindsight, but we've made a decent start. We was all over him, and Walker puts it back to Lennon. Lennon uses his strength. Paulinho to Baines. Baines has a pot with his right foot. That's probably the best shot Baines could have done with his right foot. As everyone knows, his left foot is his strong foot. And look at this beautiful pass by Adebayor. And Lennon should be working the keeper from there. He just tried to cheekily squeeze that into the near post. And Dembele does some lovely dribbling outside the box, fake shots, has a shot, and Marshall parries it out for the corner. But then we go into halftime 0-0, and I just can't score a lot of goals for some reason. I think it's the formation, because it's good formation, it's quite defensive, but you can get good counter attacks with it, and it really works well with Spurs. But for some reason I just couldn't score many goals. And that was beautiful pass by Townsend, and they made a good tackle. But we full time 0-0 against Cardiff, which is not a bad result, but it's not the best result I could have got. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in episode 6. Peace.